The Golden State Warriors defeated the Houston Rockets 104 to 93 in game 3 at home. I felt this was a very important game for both teams. I really did, because the magnitude of this game was very big since Jimmy Butler was out for this game with that injury he had sustained in game 2. And I felt because of that, it was very important that either team wins this game because it would determine the direction of the series. That's why it was very important, because once Jimmy comes back, I think the Warriors regain a big advantage against the Rockets, that they have two stars while the Rockets don't really have any stars. I don't think Şengün or Jalen Green are star players. Not yet. They could be in the future, but certainly not yet. And that's a problem, because the Warriors have two go-to guys that can get them buckets when they desperately need offense, while the Rockets don't really have that. When you look at Şengün and Jalen Green, since they're wildly inconsistent, that to me is like a big issue. So it was very important for them to win this game, that they're going to have to win at least one game in the Bay Area now, since they lost one of their games at home, just to have a chance to win the series. And this was the best chance to do it without Jimmy Butler. And they failed miserably to do it, because if Jimmy comes back the next game, I expect the Warriors to win that game. And I don't think they're ever going to lose a game in the Bay Area. So that means the furthest a series can go is 6 games, and that's it. I truly believe that. But by losing this game, I believe that the Rockets have now lost the series if Jimmy Butler comes back for game 4. If Jimmy Butler comes back for game 4, they're definitely not going to win game 4. So it all hinges now on whether Jimmy Butler plays a game 4, but I think most likely they have lost the series. And I'm just saying this in a way to just emphasize just what I believe, that I'm going to say again, keyword if. If Jimmy Butler comes back for game 4, then they've lost the series. They lost the series. They won't win a game ever in the Bay Area. I definitely believe that. So just wanted to emphasize that. They gave up a golden opportunity tonight, no pun intended. But the bigger thing that stood out to me is the Rockets, after getting out to a good start, they started to play scared. It's like once they had a good lead, about 8 or 10 points, and that's when Draymond Green just flipped the switch. He started going to his desperate, dirty tactics, dirty fouls, dirty cheap shots, and the refs were swallowing their whistles on a lot of these dirty plays. But on some of these dirty plays, the refs were not calling him out for doing flagrant type of fouls. For instance, the one play where he wrapped his arms around Şengün's neck, they didn't call that. But he got away with a lot of cheap shots too, in which the refs are not calling any fouls. He racked up the dirty plays, and it really had an effect on this Rockets team. I saw Şengün playing scared throughout this game. He was nervous, and I could tell Draymond was in his head, because he was missing 1-foot jump shots. Jump shots are 2 or 3 feet around the rim that normally he would make. He wasn't scoring those at all. He was just breaking them. And you could tell he was clearly flustered by Draymond. Draymond was hacking him, playing him dirty, shoving him, throwing him around. The refs not calling anything at all for the most part. They were just letting Draymond get away with it. And I know some people will say hey, stop whining. That's playoff basketball. And I would say, I do agree with you. It is playoff basketball. But my problem, like I've always said, has been that Draymond gets to play by these 90s rules, and no one else can do the same thing, because the ref immediately calls fouls on you when you do it back. But when Draymond does it, they swallow the whistle. And it's for obvious reasons, because Silver allows it due to the Stephen Curry marketing machine, that Draymond is an extension of that. So he gets away with it because he's with the golden boy. No pun intended, but that's unfortunately how it goes. But just going back to that they were completely flustered. Şengün played scared, and he just didn't know what to do. He got nervous, and I think that's a bad sign for the Rockets, in the sense that Şengün looks lost out there. I don't think he shot the ball well the last game either. I could be wrong, but I don't think he shot well. So this would be like 2 games in a row where he didn't shoot well against the Warriors, that he's been playing terrible offensively. And if he does it for the next game, then he's completely done for the series. So it's a bad sign, I would say. It doesn't look good for him. But I'm looking at the rest of the team. They also played scared. Draymond roughed up other guys too, and they got nervous and they just melted down. Jalen Green had another terrible game in the series. Granted, game 2 he was awesome, but game 1 he was garbage. This game he was complete garbage. 4 of 11, 9 points. That's just not gonna cut it. There are only a few guys who I saw playing out there that weren't playing scared. Amin Thompson was one of those guys. Granted, he didn't shoot the ball well, but I could tell the kid wasn't scared the way he was playing. He was playing aggressive. He was driving to the hole. He was fearless out there. So he definitely wasn't playing scared. I would say Jabari Smith was another guy who wasn't playing scared. I thought he should have been in the game in the final few minutes because he was actually hitting his shots. He shot 3 of 5 from 3-point range. The other guy, I would say Tari Eason. Green didn't shoot well, but he wasn't playing scared. But the rest of his team, they were scared. They got straight up punked by Draymond, and it was a pathetic sight to see. I think what was pathetic at the end of the game was Jalen Green confronting Draymond after the game was over. I guess from what I've heard, ushering to Draymond that you don't know me like that. You don't know me like that. All that talk is just cheap. I get sick and tired of these guys yelling at Draymond and not doing shit about it. Like, do something. If you're going to do something, go out and do it. Don't just say it. Go punch him in the face. Go break his nose. Yeah, I'm advocating violence. I don't care, in the sense that Draymond is not going to stop doing these things until he gets it back dished on him. He's a bully, like any other bully. Until they experience it back, they won't stop. That's why he's been able to do it throughout his whole entire career, because most of the league is scared of him. They're soft. They're not willing to fight back or retaliation, and that's why he continues to do what he does. If some guy laid him out, Karl Malone style, he would definitely stop in my eyes. I know some people would disagree, but that would set the tone for the series where refs would actually start calling fouls on both ends. Maybe he doesn't stop, but the refs start whistling for everything now because they're scared something big could happen. So someone has to do something. I'm not sure if Şengün can do that stuff because he's too valuable, but hey, at least deliver an elbow to his face. He's cheap shotting the hell out of you, and you're not doing nothing. You can't just be soft against Draymond and expect to win a series. We saw it with Sabonis a few years ago. We saw it with Steven Adams several years ago in OKC. Just playing this soft style basketball is just not going to work against him. Someone's going to have to do the dirty work against Draymond. I don't know who that is going to be on this team. Maybe Tari Eason, since he's confronted him a few times. Maybe Dillon Brooks takes one for the team and just takes him out. But someone's going to have to do it. Someone's going to have to do it. If someone doesn't step up, well, this team is going down because they're just playing like scared bitches out there against him. That's what I'm going to say straight up. The other problem is that they can't stop Curry, but that's to be expected, to be honest. Curry is a great player. He'll have these series where he's just on fire, but even though he's great, he's had a history of choking in the past too, so you never know with him, I would say. But the rest of this team, they got to do a better job at playing defense. They were not great on defense tonight in stopping certain guys like Buddy Hield. You can't allow him to go off and get 17 points. Gary Payton, allowing him to get 16 points on 7 of 9 shooting. That stuff will lose you the game. Curry can still get his 36 or 40 points, but if you stop everybody else, you're going to win. At least with Jimmy Butler not being there, but now with Jimmy coming back, well, yeah, you guys are in trouble. That's all I had to say. I just had to go off on that rant, but that's about it.